So let's understand a few more terminologies. We understood what are timing arcs and timing cents. Let's understand how the cell delays are calculated and what are the models and some clock network effects. And then we'll revisit setup and hold check in more detail with all these effects into place. So when the cells are present, as we saw, there are cell arcs which are present, and the cell arcs will have delays. So typically, how the delay is calculated is a function of what is the transition on the input or slew on the input, and what is the output load and capacitance. Logical libraries typically will have a table which will have the delay values as a function of input transition and output load, and based upon that, STA tool will calculate the delay depending upon this the present netlist on which it's running, what is the load being calculated, and what is the input transition. There are multiple models which exist for computation of cell delays, which we are not going to go into details. But basic thing to understand is it's a function of input transition and output capacitance. And typically delay is measured from input side to the output side based upon slew, how much time it takes when input changes from 10% to 90%, how much time it takes for output to change from the 10% to the 90%, and that is known as the delay or the propagation delay of the cell. And it is a function of input transition and what is the output load or capacitance on that cell. When the clocks are present in the design, okay, and they are connected to their sources, clock will also have buffer, inverters, clock gating, other elements which are part of the clock logic. And this logic will cause some delay in the clock path. For example, I have a circuit here where this clock is connected to a flop here. And this clock is after some inverters connected here. Now, this path and this path, which is the clock path, will definitely have some delay difference. And this delay difference between clock paths is what is known as clock skew. Clock skew is basically the delay difference, or it is also known as latency difference between your launch of the clock and the capture of the clock. And this is typically happens because of the delay element, because the logic present in the clock path. This skew is known as positive skew in this particular case because the capture side delay, assuming capture side delay is more and this is less. So it's a positive clock skew. Positive clock skew will can make your setup time meeting little bit easier. So for example, here, if you were launching data here, you had to capture the data by this time. But because of clock skew, this edge is shifted from here to here, and this edge is shifted from here to here. So because of the skew, you get this additional time to meet setup, and that relaxes the setup time a little bit when the case of positive clock skew. The hold check may have different behavior because you might have to now keep the data stable for a longer time because of this skew. So positive clock skew can help sometimes making your timing to meet easier, at least in the setup side. It can also happen that you skew between launch and capture in such a way that launch clock reaches earlier, capture clock reaches earlier, while the launch clock reaches later. So if there were no clock skew involved, you were launching the data here and you're capturing the data here. But now because of clock skew, the capture is reaching earlier. So you have little bit less time window to meet setup. And this is known as negative clock skew, that your capture clock is has lesser delay or reaching earlier. So clock network, because of different delays, can impact setup and hold time, and we'll understand those calculations in the next topic. In addition to that, some other terminologies which are involved is, let's say you define a clock at this particular point. From the clock source, which is PLL, and let's say you define a generated clock here, the delay which is used is that delay is known as source latency or delay in the source path. From the clock definition point to the flop pin, the delay which is involved is known as network latency. So this is the latency on the clock network path, and this is the latency from the clock source to the clock definition point. In addition to that, there is one more effect which takes place. Clocks are not ideal because of the physics. So ideally, if you're saying you have a clock, you will assume that clock will change, go to rise at t equal to 0, and let's say 10 is the clock period, it will go to rise again at t equal to 10. Practically or realistically, what happens is clocks usually have some jitter. What is the meaning? Jitter is basically there is some uncertainty in the clock edges. So rather than rising edge coming at right at time 0 itself, it can come slightly later than at time 0. It can come slightly earlier than time 0. And this is known as clock jitter. It happens on any physical device or a clock generator or a PLL, that you will have some clock jitter. It can come early than ideal time. It can come slightly later than earlier time. And your STA timing tool, because you finally clock can come earlier, has to take this into account as well. So clock jitter is another effect which we need to understand to look into setup and hold time.